like that's still not that huge of a deal because they've got plenty of lockdown coming out from the side of business associates, right? You've got the ogre who's got the stun, Snapfire with the cookie hop. That's a bit harder, obviously, if she's very, very speedy. Uh, Mars, of course, could just hold everybody in one container, and then the invoker with like cold snap and whatnot. Like they do have solutions for this Death Prophet. And they also have to play around
Definitely.
some pretty big cooldowns too.
Yeah, and Invoker also is like a vessel builder,
Yeah.
so this is excellent against Death Prophet, who exists by being low HP and healing herself and making you think you can kill her. So the vessel is very nice as a solution to the DP. Quaswex, I imagine it'll just be another 9 Invoker. They that for whatever reason on Business Associates, it seems like 9 is like their very stable pick player, where maybe his hero pool is smaller, but they're very comfortable in him being extremely high skill with whatever it is he gets picked, and he just gets it like every game. I remember when they were picking Pango for him every game, he would just get it in like crappy matchups, and he would just do fine. So it seems like Invoker is kind of their hero for that. Okay, Void Spirit. Huh. Okay, this is interesting. So, uh, possible carry Void Spirit, possible carry Nature's Prophet. That's been a thing. People have done that.
This draft is so open-ended, right? Because I actually just saw in one of the earlier games Death Prophet being played as a 3. You could have the Clockwork as a 3 or a 4. I've seen Furia actually run the Death Prophet as a 4. Nature's Prophet, obviously. They got a lot of prophets, actually.
Right,
Like,
right.
all of these heroes can be played in multiple situations depending on what lane matchups you want.
So for some reason, I just have the gut feeling that snaking after the last game on Centaur, maybe not feeling as confident with that hero,
Mhm.
that they would maybe opt to go back for like a really stable snaking pick, which is the Nature's Prophet. He's
Okay.
one of the best Nature's Prophets. So for some reason, my gut feeling is that they're just going to run him on the Natures, and so that means that Void Spirit's either a 5. That's not happening. Void might be mid. We might see like you said, a 4 Death Prophet.
I think I want
Would
a mid Void Spirit just because of the fact that it's very hard to lock him down. Like, Dissimulate makes him so incredibly difficult to catch.
But Invoker
Um,
can purge the shield is the problem. Invoker can the Quaswex Invoker can just tornado off the Void shield,
True,
which is
true for the
very
pulse.
annoying. So maybe it's a okay, Alchemist. Never mind, it's not a carry.
Okay.
So maybe it is a pause 5 natures actually. Are we going to see snaking clock, position 4 Death Prophet, position 5 Nature's Prophet, Void mid, Alch carry, something like that?
You could see the Void as a 4 as well, because that's something that Matthew's been doing on Thunder Predator. That with the mixed results. There's just we're not going to know basically until we actually see who picks what at this point. Like,
This is maybe they don't
it's
even
pretty
know for
wild.
sure. Maybe they're just like, okay, we'll see what they pick as last pick, and then we'll kind of flip our picks based on that. That this is interesting. I like this draft. I like this draft from Cloud9. I cannot figure out what the hell their roles are. With knowing their players, knowing what they play, I still can't
Mhm.
figure it out. I feel like you have to run Natris as a 5 in this lineup, but
Okay.
maybe I'm wrong. Pile Die's a maniac, so he could be playing like Clock 5 or something. Okay,
Hmm.
Faceless Void. Just kind of maybe we'll see some Quas Exhort Invoker.
I
Although
hope
I don't
so,
think
because they're not going to have a lot of. Do you feel like they're going to have enough damage early on?
they do
Like, if
have
they
the
don't?
Snap ult. Oh, it is Snaking Prophet actually. What is that
Okay.
5? Oh my god, Death Prophet 5. Dude, Pile Die, you are a psycho. Oh my god. He picks the dumbest stuff in 5, man.
Man, you say that right
Ah.
now, and then he's going to show us the power of Death Prophet
No,
5,
I
and we're all
know.
going to look real
He's
silly.
there's a quote that I read the other day. It's like talent is hitting the target nobody can hit, and genius is hitting a target that nobody knew was there.
Mhm.
That's Pile Die to me. Is he's like, we don't even know there's a target right there, and he's throwing something at it. And like either there isn't a target and he's a maniac, or there is one and we were just wrong. But we'll see. It's up to him to prove it to us here.
Well, I mean, you imagine that he's tried it out probably, I'd assume, before bringing it into a
I
professional match.
I don't know, dude. I don't know with Pile Die. He's crazy, man. He's crazy in pubs. He's picking wild stuff.
So do you still like the Cloud9 draft now that Pi has revealed that it's a Death Prophet 5?
God, I just don't know what the DP5 is gonna do.
Gives you a silence, I guess, Spirit Siphon, you can push towers with it.
I'm gonna go
Big team
Business
fight.
Associates. If
You're
I have
gonna
to
go
pick, I'm
business
gonna go.
associate.
I feel like they have the heroes to pressure an Alk. I feel like Alk is a pick that's really good when there's just nothing that can like run at you. I think there's plenty that can run at you on business, and I mean that's the main thing. That's really the main thing. That's like the win condition for me. Even ignoring like this some of like the silly picks on the side of C9.
Well, I'll definitely agree with the fact that once it's go time, once Papa Move says that it's time to start fighting, everybody just comes running. And once that happens, if he can get a really good lane too and gets any sort of advantage, it's going to be so difficult for Cloud9. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
this
What
is
is.
a really good void game, definitely. I mean, when you have last pick and you're last picking a carry like this, of course it's going to be a good game for it. But it's yeah, it's nice. It's a nice void game. He can kill Alk once he gets some items. He can very easily deal with all of the supports on C9, like Clock and DP don't do really anything to avoid.
They don't have any saves. Like, that's another thing that's kind of scary looking at the side over at C9. Like you're saying, it's a great Void game because if Void gets them in the Chronosphere, they have nothing to save.
That's true. That's very true. And they're all heroes that would like to not just be disabled for 5 seconds straight. You know,
I mean, every hero doesn't want to get disabled for 5 seconds
That's true.
straight.
That's true. That's true. I don't think they're. I guess if you're a
Speaking of disabled, Misery, is he going to make it out? Nope. Nine's going to have a great start to that mid lane as he collects the first blood.
They just beat him down. They just
Yeah.
ran him. No oof, nothing. They just
He's giving
with
the
the
clicks.
slows. You know what? I'm so glad people are like pros are doing this ignite first ogre thing because 125 damage for 90 mana, that's pretty good actually for a level 1 spell. That's really good. I feel like people have just been bloodlusting people standing in trees doing nothing for too long. And I'm glad to see ogre actually be involved in some action, you know?
For sure. This is like ridiculous what they're doing to Brax right now. They pushed him all the way back underneath the eye spot here. And went for the runes, collected both of them, so Death Prophet 5 is looking okay for the start. It's doing what
21
it needs to do.
seconds. Look
For
out.
21 seconds.
He'll have another Spirit Siphon. Be careful.
Hey
Interesting to
man,
see
you never
that.
know. You never know.
Yeah, I mean it's actually good. I mean, it's not that bad against some strength offlaner like Mars. He does not like this percentage HP spells. You know, is Moose grabbing the second wave? Is this what he does when there's an Alk? Gets the range creep. Nope, he does not. It's actually doing quite a lot of damage. Shockingly.
Kind of interesting to just watch this lane up here with this, a very unusual support trying to, get your elk that farm that's necessary.
Got his Ring of Trask. He just straight rushed the Trask on Alk. Good lord.
Ace means business, man.
Nice, dude. My video is still relevant. I made a video on that like 2 weeks ago. I'm glad people are still doing that.
Nice. You, if they end up winning this, you should message him and be like, "Okay, I'll take my cut of the
Exactly, 5%.
the winnings. Thank you
At least.
for that inspired. I can't even think of the word. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I got you. This Alk is going for Ring of Regen, Ring of Protection, Ring of Trask. Like, he's just getting all the rings. I think Ace he's like cosplaying. He's getting into character.
He wants to be like LeBron, I guess. I don't know. Getting as many rings as he can. Something sports reference. I only know that because of a Nicki Minaj song. I'll be really honest with you. But looks like most of these lanes are pretty quiet. People just content to farm up. No one's really going for anything too aggressive.
Mid lane EE, Void Spirit. Probably we'll see him doing his crazy EternalEnvy rotations this game.
I think this is one of those heroes that like really does lend itself to that, though. You want to see them making these crazy rotations.
Ooh, Misery dies to the neutral creep. That's not what you want to see at this point. That's a long death timer. I think if you're snaking in this lane, you're like, Misery, what are you doing, man? I'm a Nature's. I don't need you to go walk in and die, dog.
What do you think it's... So you're saying mostly just, don't die, obviously, but does he still want him kind of just sitting here in this lane?
Honestly, he should just be blocking pulls as Clockwork. Clock is hard to do much with. until the lane is like pushed out. You know, you
Mhm.
run at people, you battery assault, you kill them. You don't really. There's no way Clock can harass. He's just some melee hero. Just punches people. So yeah, you just want him to block pulls and not feed. So it's kind of
Okay.
unfortunate.
I remember back in the day when that was like the thing you wanted to do, right? You wanted to just like use all your mana and then suicide up afterwards.
Yeah,
Oh, the
that's
patch
not
has
really
changed.
too much of a thing anymore because it's so punishing to do that. The timer, gold, the global XP for kills.
So what's I'm taking a look at this this lineup here coming out from C9, and you know, having a clock as your position 4, he's not going to be super farmed. He's going to be pretty paper, right? In a lot of these fights. If he's
Yeah,
trying
sometimes
to
maybe you can get a couple of bracers. That's kind of the nice thing to do on Cloud. If you can get a couple of bracers, Vessel is nice. There are some little items you can buy to make you tanky, and just like basically the worse your game is going, the more you opt to go for just the really efficient items. So
Mhm.
that's kind of the way you deal with this like lack of gold on Clock 4 is you just say, okay, well I'm gonna buy all the really efficient items. You know, worst case you just go with like 6 gauntlets of strength or something.
That's when you know you've really got problems, and you look over
Yeah,
your
that's super
clockwork and
rough.
that's all you see.
But
Oh
honestly,
no.
I would prefer that than like a Clockwork with just boots running into a fight. You know,
True.
you got to be
Ooh,
tanky. Ooh, he's
courier?
gonna get the courier.
Oh, finds the kill on Moo's little puppy there.
Moo was really hoping for a bash there. He's like, come on, bash.
It's never when you want them, right?
No,
Never seems to be the case.
top lane
5-minute
bounties,
runes. Yeah, they're trying to
very
keep Ace
very
away
important.
from it. The shield bash is going to be enough. It looks like Brax should be able to snap it up. Indeed, he does. Nice spear throwing Ace back. Can they find it? The cookie hop. One more hit should do the trick. And Brax cleans himself up. A nice kill. There's nothing that Pi can do to save him. Oh, the Aether Remnant, though. Brax pushing back. Still getting hunted by Envy. They'll be able to find the kill. And they'll find a kill on Moose's courier as well. Interesting.
You know,
Oh, bottom lane. Moo? Moo? Misery? That's when you throw out the tips. Right there.
you've been voided. You know, the crazy thing about Envy going for a kill like that is that I think it actually would have been more worth it to get the bounty rune because you have an Alch on your team, and then he also could fill his bottle. So, you know, not to criticize the god Envy or anything, but it's just one of these
Please,
weird
Sama,
situations
please.
where your instincts are actually wrong just because you have some Alchemist on your team. Like you could see how much value his team put on. They literally suicided the Alch to go for the bounty. I mean, actually, speaking of which, he's dead again.
He's dead again. He's just getting body blocked here by Moose and Brax, and Moose is actually going
Okay,
to be the one who collects his kill. That's not good. Can he? What's
that
his
is
choices now? Because he's died twice, and that's not what
jungle.
you can have happening with this elk.
He's jungling. He's jungling or he's taking mid while EE runs around and kills people. Like this
Okay.
hero's got to go into full farm mode now for sure.
9 getting ganked over here in the mid lane. He's gonna get held up here in these cogs. They'll follow up with trees as well, trying to maybe block that vision, but it doesn't matter. They'll find the kill on 9.
Yeah, Snake King TP's in because he has not much business down here in the bot lane. Unfortunately, I think Moo is getting a lot more out of this than he should just because of Misery's couple of kind of missteps earlier into the game. On top lane, DP's not really good hero at holding lanes, you know, so she dies. She can't really just sit there and farm.
Yeah, she can't push out lanes really that great either. You know, you've
No,
got a little bit with the Crypt Swarm, but
she needs
oh,
levels.
Brax. Brax is gonna get held up in those cogs. Looks like they're maybe trying to make some more moves onto Moose, but Envy is gonna back off. He doesn't have his spells up just yet.
So this is the Envy that I was expecting to
Nice.
see. He doesn't go back to the mid lane. He just stays top, and you're like, what in God's name is this guy still doing here? Killing me. He was just here. He should walk back towards mid. Nope. And you know what? I think he's not even gonna go back mid now. I think he's gonna jungle because this is EternalEnvy. I think he's gonna stay here. Okay, I lied.
I don't know, but I really enjoyed the way that you kind of ranted about it.
I am telling you,
It's very comedic.
I am so sick of playing against this guy in pubs. I get quad laned every game. Get out of my lane. You're a mid laner.
That's a dead Pylai die. So yeah, you know, the 5 Death Prophet doesn't seem to be really working out with this particular lineup. Because you can see already, you know, Ace realizing he can't go back to this lane. He's died too many times. He's behind now. He needs to find some other option. He's not even quite 6 yet, but he should get it pretty quickly.
9 is 9 is in a really good position. He sees the Alk.
He wants it. He's going for it. Couple little boops. Maybe one more boop should do the trick. Did he
Dude,
break those ankles? No, that
man,
earn.
9 is such a god. Okay, so he killed the Alk. Obviously, that's cool and all. But he stole the creeps with Tornado too. Like he angled that so that he would steal the
Maximum
creeps.
efficiency.
I like he could have just tornadoed right away and killed the Alk there, right? But he waited. He risked losing the kill to steal the Alk's farm. That's how you know somebody has been traumatized by NA pubs. Is that they know that if you let an Alk farm, because everybody here just picks heroes that farm creeps. If you let an Alk farm, it doesn't matter if he's dying, he's gonna win the game.
Oh, they're trying to go after Brax. They don't quite get that Aether Remnant off though, and he's able to just TP away, even though Snake King also TPing in.
Brax making good space. I do like that C9 is holding like the top area of the map, and they've just basically ditched bot. This is what you have to do when you have an Alchemist on your team. You basically just secure whatever the safest jungle is for him to farm. And right now, the triangle is not as good as it once was in terms of farming. Really, when you're on Dire, like this jungle that he's in right now is a very efficient place to farm. So just securing this makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's the only hero that really needs to farm, and you're going to get a net worth lead because that's just Alchemist. He literally turns stuff into gold, so...
Hold that thought, Misery. The hop coming out here from Moose, followed up with a nice spear. That should be a very, very dead clockwork as they push away the Alk as well. This is a big problem now coming out for the side of C9 because they're skirmishing. They're putting pressure on this Alk. Although Moose back in here, and V's gonna get slowed down. There it is. There's that Arena of Blood that we talked about. He's trapped in with 3 of these heroes. He's gonna try to assimilate, but the hop coming up from Moose, he's just waiting for it.
Wow,
and it looks
Moose predicted
like
that.
Business Associates taken over the jungle. This Void has just had such a, I don't want to say a free game, but he's had such a good time being able to do whatever he wants. Pylai die here, sitting at level 5, gets the silence off, Spirit Side, but there's nothing he can do. He's a Death Prophet. He's not meant for this. They'll find that kill. Oh, the spear coming out on the side as Brax finds Ace. 9 is here too. Moo jumping forward. He's going to just try to get a couple of these hits. Maybe a bash, maybe a Chronosphere, just for some good luck, as they're going to take away all of his mana, and they just whack away over here on Ace. I think that's going to be a very dead Alchemist. This game is looking real nice right now for Business Associates.
Yeah, when you have a gold lead and there's an Alk on the enemy team, you know, that's kind of a classic
Do
saying.
they ever stop fighting? Hello? Middle lane, they will lose Spear. Mortimer Kiss is getting thrown out by Moose. They find the kill on Snaking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Misery. He's stuck over here with 9. I don't know if that's what he wanted to do with that, but he is also going to fall. C9 loses 2 of their heroes in one little skirmish.
Envy immediately runs to the bot lane. You know what is also annoying with playing against Envy? Is that the moment a fight goes south, he is immediately in a side lane pushing it out. Like, if you want to know where this guy's going to go, just pick the farthest side lane, the farthest lane away from the lane where there's action. And I guarantee you, within 10 seconds, he's there. He's so relentless with his, and absolute with his ideas. It's like, this fight is bad, we push side lanes. Oh, this fight is good, take this fight. You know how like intense he is, you know?
Right.
And it's like, it's so apparent in his play as well.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
The fact that his mentality is that strong that he immediately judges, like, based on his gut instinct. Like, this is a bad fight, I'm leaving.
It's definitely a 50-50. It's like,
Nice.
it's better than...
Well, Envy got himself the double damage rune. Does take a good chunk of damage. Oh, followed up with the tornado too. They're trying to find him. Brax making his way over here. Are they going to be able to get him in time? Aether Remnant gets dropped. They're trying to just buy a little bit more time for it. Look how far they're chasing him. He's just taking down that final vessel charge. Oh, the spear!
Ooh, that would have been sick.
Ooh, that was so close.
That would have been so sick. Although the spear does not hit at the end there. Like, it's deceptively shorter than like the animation looks in terms of the damage and the catch on it. So.
It looks pretty cool though.
But it was like
Let's be honest.
It was a cool idea. It was a really cool idea. Envy, all of that for a DD rune just gets purged too. Sad. So sad.
Looks like they're looking for maybe another fight. Got the smoke. Moving around slowly down from the bottom. They'll reveal themselves. They're going to try to jump over here onto 9. They don't have they have the dust. They're looking for the hook shot, not gonna be able to quite find. Nine getting held up over here onto the side. They find themselves the kill that they were after. Now Fear is trying to just run away here with Moose, throws out that Bloodlust just to, you know, use those spells. He's gonna die anyways. And they're just chasing him quite a bit. You know, I think it's not really, is it worth it to be doing that? Like, I feel like Moo's doing so well as it is.
Yeah, but space for Alk. I think if you're making space for Alk, you're generally pretty okay with it, especially when you're in a game like this where you're pretty far behind. I shouldn't say pretty far behind, but it's like it's not looking so good for C9 in terms of like kills and deaths.
It's not what you want to be seeing if you're
yeah. So that's
right now. It's not the position you want to be in.
So that's pretty nice. If you're Alk, it's just like, okay, thank God, I finally have some pressure relieved, and I can just kind of I can just hit creeps comfortably. So I think if you're Ace, you're totally happy with what just happened. Envy's actually huge. Surprisingly, Envy's the most farmed in this game.
Envy's been moving around the map quite a bit too, trying to find openings.
Braxton ulti, so he can't commit to that.
Do have a little bit of another skirmish going on over here as they almost managed to get the final hit over here onto Misery, but he's able to walk away just barely. So they'll take that mid-tier 1, easy peasy.
Yeah, it does at the very least like push C9 off the tower so they can business associates can take it. That's, you know, the fight didn't go the way that they planned exactly. Maybe they could have gotten a couple kills there or whatever, but you get the tower, so you're okay with that. Now we have bounty runes. Very important timing for an Alchemist. Let us see how both of these teams prioritize these runes.
You're also going to have the neutral items coming up too, so you might want to just chill, go back to the jungle, see what fate hands you, and then re-engage, because it feels like right now business associates are feeling pretty happy about where they are, but they do have to be careful. They do have to keep putting pressure onto Ace, because Alk is one of those classic heroes that can definitely catch up in a hurry if you start to forget about him.
Yep, I was watching No Tail. He did a breakdown of his like TI 8 winning series, which is absolutely awesome. Would highly recommend checking it out. It's on his YouTube channel, and he was saying basically with like an Alchemist, there's just this period where you like play cat and mouse, you know, or basically there's a point where like you become the cat and the enemy team becomes the mouse, where Alchemist like gets the radiance and stuff like that. But up until that point, Alchemist is the mouse, and your whole job is to basically just run around and find him and hunt him. I thought that was pretty interesting. That's kind of what No Tail's simplification of like the game plan is. It's just that, okay, Dota becomes cat and mouse when there's an Alchemist, and for the last probably 2 to 5 minutes, Associates has been kind of losing the cat and mouse game. Alchemist has been playing the mouse pretty nicely. He's been running around, farming, hitting creeps. His team is distracting. This is what you want to see when you're C9.
It's a very interesting position coming out from C9 here in the bottom lane. We talked about them making the space, and it looks like they want to try to maybe make something happen here. They've got a ward out as well. Pi will reveal himself, so Moo, is he gonna go in for it? He'll jump forward, sees Pi, doesn't see Envy just yet. Pi looks like he is gonna get taken down, but he did the exorcism, but it immediately ends. And now the silence being thrown on Moo, but they don't have enough damage. He's looking to go maybe back in again here. As you can see, more TPs are coming out from the side of business associates.
That was crazy from business. Like they made 2 plays at once there. They were killing the clockwork top. They're actually gonna get snaking.
They're gonna get snaking here. Yeah, he wandered on in, and this is just not the place to be right now, my friend.
Moo is waiting for Envy. Look how patient Moo is being. He's in the backlines. He's just waiting. He knows Envy's in the trees. I love this play from Moo. Okay, now he shows. He thinks nobody is insane enough to stick around. I'm just gonna show. Little does he know, Envy is still directly in the trees for some reason.
Well, he makes you wonder too if he might know, but he's just like meh.
Oh my God, he's cutting the wave. Oh Jesus, I'm getting flashbacks like this. He does this every game. He's gonna cut the wave. This is what he does. It's so.
Or he's gonna take Moose. He's looking at Moose.
Or he gets the kill.
Mules comes out, drops over. Aether Remnant, rest of the team is here. They should be able to find that very quickly.
I swear to God, nobody plays Dota like this guy. Nobody. Like this is. Who expects that? Like his whole team died, and he's just still there.
Envy Dota. It is. There's a reason Why, he is his own meme.
I want to ask him about that. I want to ask him, like, do you intentionally try to get clips on Reddit by doing stuff like this? At this point, is this your intention?
I don't think that's his intention. I think he
I don't
just
know,
does.
dude.
You know, there's a very famous composer, Debussy, that when
Ah,
he
I
was
am
writing
familiar with his work.
his music, he totally flaunted like all of the oh, hold that thought, Snake King. See, the TPs are coming out. Be able to go tree up 9. Mortimer Kiss is coming in. They'll follow up with a nice hook shot here from Misery, and they'll hold 9 into place. The jump forward coming out from EternalEnvy as well. Oh, if they manage to get the kill on 9, even though they have a beautiful Chronosphere, and they're doing plenty of damage considering they have that Battle Fury. Misery taking a lot of hits here. Will be next to fall, followed by Pylai Die, and now Envy is the last man standing in this little skirmish down here. His team's making the space for the Alchemist, but
Anyway,
they
what
will
were you
be
saying?
able to turn that into another objective.
What were you saying about Mozart?
No, not Mozart, Debussy.
No.
But yeah, anyways, Debussy, he flaunted all of the rules, right? He was like adding all of these music theory no-nos, I would say. And when they asked him, they're like, you know, why are you doing this? He's like, well, because I like it, because it sounds good, because this is how I want to write music. And it worked out for him because everyone was like, wow, did you hear this guy with this brand new sound? Like, this guy's not afraid to do crazy stuff, as crazy as, you know, the classical
Yeah,
world is.
that's fair. That's yeah, the classical.
Envy's the Debussy of Dota, I guess.
Honestly, my theory. This is so un-Dota related, and I'll be quick on this tangent. Don't you worry. But my theory with the classical music world is that the reason that nobody listens to that garbage anymore is because they're so elitist and not willing to change the way things have. I swear to God, if they just went the way that, like, hip hop, for example, they've changed everything with hip hop. You know. And anyway, that's all I'm saying. Classical music people, come on. You can do better. Don't be boomers. That's all I'm saying.
I'm very confused with thanks, Jenkins. That was a great tangent. This Roche is awesome about dead, and it looks like Radiant will be able to grab it to get up that Age of Seymour. Misery just a little bit too late here as they'll force forward. Cookie Hop coming out will be a very dead clock. Working over on the back lines here.
Ooh, nice spear.
He's used the Exorcism, but it doesn't matter. It's a double kill from Moo.
That was a nice spear. Good job, Brax. Brax has got the blink now, finally. He's got the blink. This hero can feel borderline impossible to play without the blink in certain games.
Ace. 9, he's found him over here. He does have the Radiance online. Not sure if he's gonna try to mess with them. You can see the TPs are coming. You can hear that Snake King's here. Dust's up 9. The rest of the team is here though. They need to be careful. They don't have the vision to really see that the rest of the team is sitting over here on the side.
He was patient, very patient on 9, not just immediately going. They did have the kisses, but I don't think that just the kisses plus, like, the vessel is gonna kill Alchemist, because he can just purge it with the chemical rage. So this is one of my favorite things to do with Mars is to just tank the split shot with Bulwark. It's really nice. Brax is one of the first people that I've seen that actually abuses the new Bulwark toggle. So
that is interesting. I haven't seen that. I don't think I've seen that in any of the other matches I've watched.
Yeah, there's cool stuff you can do with it. Like, you can spear backwards immediately by just toggling it really quickly and then spearing backwards without turning. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it basically it makes it so you don't have any turn point on spear as long as you're quick enough at pressing your little buttons. So it's pretty cool. And once again, Brax is the person that I've seen do this. Most people just ignore the fact that that ability even has an active, which is sad.
I love the way that Snake King's playing this. He grabbed himself the rune, he got the courier. I think that's the way that you need to be playing this Nature's Prophet right now, is just split pushing and also taking these objectives. Looks like they did find themselves EternalEnvy here, and he tries to dash away, but he can't do it fast enough as they follow up with the Arena and the Chronosphere. But these Mortimer Kisses are doing so much damage. Moo, he doesn't seem to care. He's just going to keep running at them. He's silenced up, he's Siphon. They're doing everything they can, but it just does not seem to matter to this Faceless Void, as now Pylai Die has been left behind. He does have that Yules, but he is going to get taken down. And that's not even his Yules. I'm guessing that was, whose Yules was that? Is that the...
Who has a Yules? I think
I don't
that
know.
was his Yules. Yeah, that was his Yules. Yeah, it has to be.
No, Death Prophet doesn't have a Yules.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's gotta be Invoker Tornado then. Right? There's no Yules.
Yeah, I don't see a Yules. Huh. That was weird then. It must have, I guess it was a tornado. I guess I just didn't see it. It must have clipped out.
There's there's the
There's
trick.
the sphere that we're
There's the
talking
trick.
about as he gets a
I
kill
love that
onto
trick.
Misery, and now EternalEnvy, he jumps on in, but there's going to be the BKB coming out from the out. They bought back with the Clockwork too. Misery trying to just push them away. Spirit Siphon and just Highlight Eye getting chased around here. We'll see that tornado come out as Moo just chipping away, doesn't want to let this exorcism keep going, be able to find themselves a kill on the Courier. But over here on the side, Moo beginning held up in the trees. He can't hit anything, so he's not going to be able to be as efficient as he'd like, but he'll be able to follow up. They get another hit. Finally, that Aegis will get popped on the Faceless Void, but you know he's coming right back up again, and I don't think you have what you need to take him down a second time, Snaking. He's trying to run away, and he's just getting chased down. They've got the trees. It doesn't matter. They cut right through them. They'll get the kill onto Snaking. EternalEnvy, he comes right back in. They get themselves another kill. There's no buyback on EternalEnvy as Fear and 9 just pushing them all the way back into the base, into that fountain. What are you giggling about over there?
Dude, I was watching Brax's perspective that entire fight. I was not paying any attention to whatever else was going on. It was crazy. He was 10% HP. They were chasing him. He did the spear trick to spear them into base without turning, and then he blinked away at the last possible second. 10% HP. Used his bulwark or his smash ability on the creeps, got 50% HP. Envy went on him again, got him to 10%. Brax used the trick again, speared him into base. It's like Envy spent the whole fight chasing Brax because Brax was using the like silly spear trick. It was actually the coolest thing that I've watched. Like, if anything just encapsulates like this is how you play offlaners, it's exactly that last fight for Brax. That is just the perfect offlaner gameplay. We're just like, you think you're gonna get me? No, you're not. Oh, you think you're gonna, just like, oh god.
I mean, we talked about that cat and mouse.
Yeah, it's just except within a smaller little kind of example, just within a team fight. That's kind of how you play as like an offlaner, or even as an ogre. You're just trying to bait people.
He's trying to poke him back and forth. Moo. Oh, he's found Pi here. He would get that Aether Remnant, buys a little bit more time. He's got the Alacrity plus the Cookie Hop. Look at him just slicing away. Pi is going to get taken down. 9 here is going to get pushed back. There's going to be the buyback coming out from Highlight Die, but over on the side, Misery, he's in the middle of so much. They have the Chronosphere up yet again, and Misery just on the corner of it is going to be able to get beaten down. Ace 1v1ing over here with Moo, but Moo says, you know what, I've got bigger fish to fry. I'm going to go after Pi, maybe, and the Exorcism is up, but doesn't look like they seem to care a whole heck of a lot about it, because they'll fall up with an arena and have 3 people stuck here. Ace even has his BKB up, but he wants to go down swinging, so he's chasing after Brax here right now. Brax is kiting him left and right. There's no BKB left. Moo's going to jump into the fight. Aether Remnant buys a little bit more time, but Brax finds himself the kill onto Ace. Envy going to have to just astral step himself back, as Snaking is the next person who's going to get taken down. Triple kill coming out from Moo. Is it going to be a 4th kill? It's looking pretty damn likely. And now Ace trying to run away into that fountain. They'll be able to go and just take a little time here with Fear, but Misery, he's looking like he's going to be pretty miserable as Moo starts to go into the well, does have the Manta, is going to back off. Ace, look at all of these Mortimer kisses just getting chucked into the well. That's demoralizing as they just turn back around. They'll hit the tower, and the GG finally gets called.
Wow, Business Associates. They are definitely looking like a solid unit. They play really well together. Their abilities, their comboing, they're saving each other. Like, Brax got 4-staff 2 times in that fight, and both of the 4-staffs looked like it could have been him that used it. That's how like synergistic these players look. Is that it looks like Brax is the one that's actually controlling their items in abilities. As well as like with the Chronosphere and the Snapfire ulti. Like, every single time the Snapfire ulti was up, the Chronosphere was being used, and Moo didn't even need to do any damage.
This was a flawless game again for Moo. He went 16-0 and 9 this time. I think he went 15-0 and like something else ridiculous in the last game. But yeah, like you said, Business Associates, they play so well together. They seem to know exactly what they need to do, when their power spikes are. I want to go back now that you mentioned it, because I'm not a pro player. I don't notice all these little tricks and mechanics, but I want to go back and watch Brax during that fight, because of all the things that you mentioned. I don't think the Death Prophet 5 worked out, like, at all.
That was garbage.
I'm not sure exactly what Pi was thinking with that. Obviously, that'd be something that we'd have to to ask. Maybe they want it in a different position, but then they changed their minds and they thought maybe we could try it. Uh,
Here's what happened. I think Envy was drafting. I think somebody else was drafting. Maybe it was Mizzy or maybe it was Envy. And here's what happened.
I like how you immediately default to envy.
Guys, Death Prophet's not good mid this game. And Pie's just like, I can play it. So, are you sure? That sounds really garbage. Guys, I can play it. Trust me on this. Okay, dude. All right, we'll trust you. Okay, pick up the Void Spirit. But Envy, isn't that countered by Invoker? Pick me the Void Spirit. Oh wait, no, he's the one drafting in this hypothetical scenario. Maybe he's talking to himself. I don't know. He's kind of nutty. Maybe he's talking to himself. I'm not saying anything here, but it's possible. That's exactly what happened.
That's quite the theatrical you just put on for us as you describe what went on during the drafting phase. But yeah, I mean, business associates, they looked very put together here. They looked like they were very in sync, and that's going to be, really important. And also, you have to keep in mind too, we're playing within the North American, South American region, so they probably scrim these teams a lot. They probably know each other very, very well, and they kind of develop their own little mini metas against one another too,
Yep.
right?
Yep, and it is really hard to play against a player who has an infinity KDA like Moo. He's like 31 over 0, which obviously equates to infinity. So he's,
NA maps.
I have some inside information on Moo. I can tell you exactly why Moo is the best player in this whole series, if not the entire world, and that's the fact that Moo plays pubs at 6 a.m. Do you know the type of people that play pubs at 6 a.m.?
No, but I have a feeling you do,
Absolute,
and I have a feeling you're
absolute maniacs. Complete psychos. I asked Moo the other day, I said to him, I was like, dude, you're still queuing, man. You're a greater person than I am. And he said, I'm going 30-0 in games and still losing. So he's basically Goku with the weights, or sorry, that's
and the gravity
Naruto.
chamber.
No, gravity chamber, doing super push-ups on with the extra gravity. All of a sudden, he gets off. Naruto comes in, he takes the weights off, and he's just super powerful. That's Moo. He's playing at 6 a.m. Dota. If you want to get really good at Dota, play at 6 a.m. You'll experience some of the worst games of your life.
Well, that was very enlightening. Thank you for the anime uh, equivalent of what he does. I'm still a little confused how Naruto fits into all of that, but it's
It's the
Jenkins.
weights.
But we are going to take a short break. Congratulations going towards Business Associates for taking that series 2-0. Next series coming up is Furia versus Thunder Predator. We're going to shift gears over to that South American region, and I'm pretty excited for that too. So stick around. They do some pretty wacky stuff in that region as well.